Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Okay, so today we are talking about why do diets stop working in perimenopause and menopause? And so if you are a woman over the age of 45 and you are either gaining weight out of nowhere, even though you haven't changed anything, or you're trying to lose weight doing the things you used to do, probably counting calories, intermittent fasting, or cutting carbs, and it's just not working anymore, then this is for you. So if this is the case, you're probably thinking, well, my hormones are changing. It's inevitable. My body's not able to lose weight anymore. My body's broken. And understandably so that you would think that, right? Because the things that you used to do when you were younger, they're not working anymore. But the reason they're not working anymore is because because our hormones are changing, we're trying to treat a hormone issue like a calorie issue, and it's not. So all we simply need to do is change the strategy to work with our changing hormones. And you've probably heard that as a bit of like buzzwords, like eat for your hormones. So what does that mean? Eat for your hormones. If I knew, I'd be doing it, right? So here's a little bit about what that means. So as we're going in through these hormonal changes at perimenopause, basically estrogen and progesterone are fluctuating wildly, and then they start to really decrease. At the same time, cortisol, the stress hormone, is going up. So our body is much more, or less resilient. Our body is less resilient to stress. So when we're doing things like strict calorie reduction, intermittent fasting in the mornings, or eliminating carbs, these are viewed by our body as stressors. Our body can't handle stress the way it used to. So instead of releasing weight, which is what we want it to do, now it's emitting a stress response. When it emits a stress response, that means cortisol is going up. Cortisol is that hormone famous for putting fat right on the belly. This can create increased inflammation. When we have increased inflammation, it can make our bodies not use our food as efficiently as fuel in the form of insulin resistance. So the very things that we're working hard to do and over, like exercising too much cardio, which just drives up your appetite at the same time, the very things we're working hard to do are actually working against us. And this is why you're feeling frustrated. So what do we do? You're like, okay, Stacey, that's great. I'm doing all the things wrong. What do I do? Okay, so first things first. You may have also noticed, are you having excess hunger? Are you having food cravings where you never used to do? What we really want to focus on is we don't want to restrict more from the body because the body's just going to hold on. We want to give the body what it needs. And giving it what it needs means we need to take care of our blood sugar and our stress response. So when every single person wakes up in the morning, we have an increase in cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone. And listen, it's not necessarily a bad thing because that rise in cortisol is what wakes us up in the morning, right? But the thing is, for women our age, we want to kind of cut through that cortisol. We don't want it too high in the morning because we're already less resilient to stress. So we want to cut through that. So how do we do that? The best and easiest way to do that is to balance your blood sugar. When you balance your blood sugar first thing in the morning, it's going to cut through the cortisol and it's going to bring it down. Now, you want to eat within about an hour of waking up and you want to have about 30 grams of protein. That's what's going to help to do it for you. And by the way, that reminds me, I do have a free guide for you guys, Fat Loss Over 45. If you want it, just comment guide and I will be happy to send it to you. So, and this is one of the things that's in there. So you want to balance your blood sugar out first thing in the morning. When we do this is also going to help with excess hunger. Not having excess hunger is going to help to balance out your hunger hormones, and it's going to help with cravings later in the day. So if you notice that, you're having food cravings 2, 3 in the afternoon, or you're feeling a little bit tired in the afternoon, a lot of this is related to blood sugar. So having that 30 grams of protein within an hour of waking is going to help you later in the day as well. It's not just helping you there, it actually carries forward and has more benefits. Now, another thing I see women doing a lot, and this is a go-to, is cutting carbs and keto. And I get it, because when you used to do it before, you probably lose a little bit of weight, right? And the thing is, carbs hold water. So when you would have lost that weight initially, that would most likely be in the form of water weight. And then when you introduce carbs back in, you gain the weight right back. So when people say, well, keto always works for me, Well, I would argue that no, it doesn't, because if it did, you would lose the weight and keep it off. You can lose it short term and then you gain it back. So hate to be the bearer of bad news, but guess what? Girl, it did not work for you. So when we're going through this age, especially, we need carbs because we need carbs for proper thyroid function, and carbs are what have fiber, and we need fiber for gut health. Why? Because gut health is tied to hormonal health. So I hope you're starting to see why dieting, and dieting is just restriction. I hope you're starting to see why restriction is fighting against your body. It's not about restriction. It's about giving your body what it needs. And because we are more prone to, inflammation because of these hormonal changes, that makes us more prone to insulin resistance, which means we could be eating the same exact amount of food as we used to, but our body is having a different response to it. That's why you could have not changed anything, and this happens with a lot of women. You could not, and it happened to me too. You could not change anything, but then suddenly you're gaining weight out of nowhere, and nobody believes you. They're like, oh, you must just be moving less. You're probably eating more and you're lying about it or whatever. But because I've actually been there myself, I believe you. So you could be absolutely changing nothing and suddenly your weight starts going up. It doesn't mean drop your calories lower and lower and lower. What it means is, why? Why is this happening? Because the hormone signaling is affecting how your body is using that food. So the right way to do it is to go in and correct the signaling so your body starts using those calories more efficiently the way that it used to. So instead of before using them efficiently, hormonal changes, storing them as fat, instead of dropping your calories, we're going to fix the hormonal signals so that food can be burned as fat again, right? Comment below if that makes sense to you. So we are treating a hormone signaling issue as a calorie issue. It's a strategy mismatch. That's why the diets are no longer working in peri and menopause. Not because weight gain is inevitable, it's just we just need to understand what's happening in the body and then work with it. That's it. And the very good news is it's not about restricting more at all. And in fact, I hope you got that from today. Overly restricting can backfire and work against you. So we just want to give our body what it needs to operate and thrive. And not only will we keep it off, we'll get rid of cravings, we'll increase our energy levels, better digestion, better sleep, because blood sugar and sleep are connected. And the weight comes off and then you keep it off because you feel amazing and you're not depriving yourself of anything. And it's a better quality of life because the hormonal changes can affect a lot of things. And when you balance out your blood sugar, you give your body what it needs and you're not starving. It's just better all around. So I hope that helps you. Again, if you want the guide, Fat Loss Over 45 for Women, comment guide, and I will be more than happy to send that to you because I want people to stop struggling for something that you really don't need to. It's just a simple understanding is what is needed. Anyway, hope that helps you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.